But we do want to begin this morning with that major winter storm that is set to pummel parts of the Midwest today, with up to a foot of snow expected in places as it rolls east through the weekend. It could make travel dangerous if you're headed home after this Thanksgiving. We are going to check in to see how things are going at the airports in just a moment. But we want to begin right now with Angie Lassman's forecast. Angie, this is going to be a rough one for a lot of folks.
Yeah, we are going to be looking at basically some impacts that come travel-wise across parts of the Midwest. We've got the snow, we've got the rain. All of that is going to be problematic, guys. We've got Chicago, Des Moines, St. Louis dealing with some of those snow showers this morning, and plenty of winter alerts are up at this hour. You can see we've got 55 million people, including folks from really the plains all the way through the Great Lakes. Here's how it basically evolves through the day today. We're going to see this system on the move. We'll see some really impressive snowfall rates on top of the fact that we're also going to see some gusty winds. So 30+ mile-per-hour winds with some additional snow. That means travel on the road is going to be really difficult. Visibility going to be difficult as well. We'll see those strong to severe storms across the Mississippi Valley as well. So even on the warmer side of this system, impacts there. These are the airports that I would watch if you're heading out of Minneapolis, Chicago, Detroit, or St. Louis, and even Kansas City and Dallas. You likely could see some of those delays. There's going to be probably those disruptions across the Midwest and stretching down to the south. When it comes to the roadways, it's I-75 across Michigan, I-94 and I-70 that are going to have the most problematic conditions when it comes to the snow. And then that rain down through the south, Interstate 55 will be something that we'll have to watch, of course. By tomorrow, better conditions for folks across the Midwest and the Great Lakes. But unfortunately, the snow will persist across some locations downwind of the lakes and the interior northeast. We'll also see some of that rain kind of leaving us with some wet conditions across the East Coast and the Southeast, guys. It'll make travel up and down from Boston to Atlanta difficult, as well as Chicago and Detroit.
Yikes, all those red airports. That could be an interesting one for a lot of folks traveling. Angie, thank you.
All right, so as you just heard Angie say, it's going to be a rough one for people headed back home today, both on the roads and in the air. And it's not just weather that's going to be this issue. A big software update for a big airplane maker could lead to delays as well. NBC's Valerie Castro is at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport with the latest. Valerie, how is it looking this morning?
Yeah, Laura, good morning. Things are certainly busy here and in the Chicago area. We woke up to a light snowfall outside. Already some wet roadways on our way here to the airport. And speaking of the airport, airlines trying to get ahead of those weather issues, already offering passengers weather waivers so they can change their flight plans without any penalties. But take a look at the Flight Aware misery map. We're already seeing several delays and cancellations across the country. Here at O'Hare, things are running relatively smoothly with just a few delays. But as I mentioned, it is certainly busy here behind me. A steady stream of passengers here this morning trying to get ahead of the weather. TSA security wait times currently running about 15 to 30 minutes. AAA says 6 million people are expected to travel over the Thanksgiving holiday by air. That's up 2% from last year. And of course, it's not just the skies. People will be hitting the roads, and they will have to build in some extra travel time to avoid any weather issues. AAA says the worst times to travel today are from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m., that window widening tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we've already seen some treacherous road conditions out there. The Cleveland area dealing with some icy roads over the last day or so. And adding to the travel chaos this weekend, Airbus announcing yesterday an issue with its family of A320 planes. They will need a software update that affects thousands of planes. Several different aircraft carriers and aviation experts say because it is a software issue, it could be simply a matter of days before the problem is resolved. But Airbus warning that this will impact customers this weekend. Laura?
Valerie Castro at a very busy Chicago O'Hare International. Thanks, Valerie.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.